Hey guys, Kevin Yates here. So, one of the five biggest mistakes when training clients and trying to develop injury rehabilitation exercises for your clients is addressing the symptoms of chronic pain and injuries without identifying and addressing the actual causes. So, what I mean by that is, for example, if you've got a client with knee problems or lower back pain, and every time they squat down, they can't squat down, or they can't do like lunging movements without aggravating their knees or their back. And a lot of times they'll complain that they have bad knees, quote unquote, or a bad back, or that they're too old to do that, or whatever the case may be. And the problem with that, though, when we're just managing symptoms, is that we are taking away really our power, and we're disempowering not only ourselves but our clients. And what I mean by that is that we get stuck in a situation where we're having to avoid certain movements, functional everyday movements that are a part of our lives in a number of different ways. So, imagine what your client's life looks like outside of the gym. And if they're squatting down all the time, if they are needing to, get in and out of a car, walking up and down stairs, if they're, picking up, laundry baskets and things around the house, these are functional movements that require those types of lunging and squatting movements. So if we're just avoiding these movements, then in the short term, we might be avoiding the pain that they're in and not risking aggravating an injury, but we're also not doing them any favors in the long run, because they're going to be doing those movements. And if they're not properly conditioned to do them safely and effectively, then they're going to aggravate their injuries anyway. So what do we do then? Well, we go back to identifying the causes. We've got to address the causes. And that's the big thing, is that most personal trainers, certification programs and workshops aren't teaching us enough about how to identify the causes of injuries and chronic pain. And that gets into a lot of times looking at where the muscle imbalances exist, because we all have them, right? It's just some people aren't as negatively affected and aren't dealing with chronic pain and nagging injuries. So there is a certain degree of muscle imbalances we all have. Some of them are okay, we could live with, but our clients who have nagging pain and injuries, their muscle imbalances have progressed to a level that is beyond what's they can tolerate without hurting themselves. So what we have to really do is get good at identifying what these causes are, and that gets into understanding how to assess your clients and what to look for with these causes. So anyway, so that's the number one mistake, is we've got to stop tackling the symptoms and focusing on the symptoms all the time and start getting into identifying causes. So a couple of things you can look for in your clients with knee problems, low back problems. If they have issues with squatting, check it out, because a lot of times the muscle imbalances that they have exist due to weakness of their hip extensors. So their glutes are weak. They have a lot of times abdominal weakness. Now, I'm not talking about abdominal weakness like they need to do millions and millions of crunches, right? The abdominal stabilizers, their abdominals are not functioning properly as stabilizers of their trunk. So that can contribute to knee pain. It can contribute to issues like low back pain. So I invite you to look at your clients a little bit differently and search for those causes, and really try to avoid just dealing with those symptoms all the time. So that's the number one thing we're going to talk about. And in another post coming up soon, I'll reveal another of the 5 biggest injury rehabilitation training mistakes. So in the meantime, go at it and try it all out, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. All right, talk to you later.